we are looking at the origins of Comet Ison, Chinese satellite image pyramid 7 form, as it's seen orbiting around our sun, a huge comet or rock shaped like a pyramid, surrounded by a rotating ball of the holy hydrogen light of creation, in which 1 John 1:1 speaks of as the biblical light that existed in the black outer regions of space before it created the 5 billion year old world and the 9 planets in our solar system. So this Comet Ison is on the internet, a video of it orbiting around our sun. It's shaped like a pyramid. This is the only astronomical connection we can tie into ancient Egypt, African lion sphinx, and the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramids in North Africa. Welcome to Laurel Smith of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artworks creations. In this particular video, we will be making archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries as it relates to the Isaiah 19:19 North African Egyptian pyramids of the book of Genesis, 49th chapter and 8th verse, Ethiopian couching lion sphinx of ancient GIZA, GAZA, GATH, EKRON, ESKALON, Palestine, and Jerusalem. When we look at the Dome of the Rock octagonal building structure in Jerusalem, its octagonal geometric structure is generated by the double Masonic square. This turns out to be the square base of the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramids. The square base of the Egyptian pyramids has a 220 cubit line. And when we look at the apotem lines, or the triangular length of the 90-degree face, we see a 356 cubit. Now, it's only when we put a square on a blank sheet of paper and then superimpose a sideways square on that square. This is called a double Masonic square. And its intersecting square lines can be seen generating the octagonal building structure in Jerusalem roof area. So when we look at this double Masonic square of the ancient Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramids, we have unlocked the Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure in LALIBELA. As it is ever viewed from a helicopter, we see a solid stone cross-shaped building that was carved out of solid bedrock. Now, the area that was left formed a huge square, and the square is so deep that if you jump down in it, once you reach the bottom and look up, you will be looking up from the cubic dimensions of New Jerusalem, because every cube has a square for a ceiling and a square for a floor. However, when we hover above this stone cross-shaped building structure of Ethiopia, we are looking at the building structure cross-shaped image 11 as it relates to the Dome of the Rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame 784 ancient globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projections of the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilization of Ham. So this is the black African stealth pyramids in the V-shaped piece of land located in northeast Africa. Now, when we make this discovery concerning the octagonal building structure in Jerusalem being connected to the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramid square base, the next astronomical and archaeological discovery in which I have made concerning the error-viewed cross-shaped building structure in LALIBELA is that it represents the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilization temple walls stone cross image of Nibiru, the planet of the crossing. Now, this is where we reconnect the ancient extraterrestrials that landed upon Mount Sinai in Ezekiel's biblical world in the world like UFOs. Now, these would be city-sized circular spacecraft. Now, when we look at Comet Ison, it's a comet, a huge rock orbiting around our sun shaped like a pyramid. This comet seemed to be surrounded by a rotating ball of the holy hydrogen creation. And the Chinese astronomers placed a video online of an up-close image of Comet Ison, Pyramid 7 form, in which we can 100% connect to ancient Egypt, biblical couching lion sphinx of ancient Judaism. The lion sphinx pyramids was placed up on the back of the American dollar bill, but the African lion sphinx of ancient Giza, Gaza, Palestine, Ethiopia, and Jerusalem was not. In theological racism that was carried out by the 1611 King James of England, when he appointed 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars to go to Egypt, Giza, Gaza, Palestine, and Jerusalem and study the Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls, in which was found in the cave under the mountain of the Qumran. And just like the holy mountain of Sinai, the holy mountain of Zion, all these mountains are holy for one reason. because the 3 fingers and 1 thumb, grayish and grayish black extraterrestrials with big black oval-shaped eyes, they landed on those mountains in one of the UFO, circular UFOs that's now orbiting Comet Ison around our present sun. So this is UFO 1 and UFO 2. Okay, now UFO 1 appeared in the skies over Johannesburg in October 2015. So this exposes the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible false man-based religious system. Because when we look at this UFO in the skies over Johannesburg, we see a dark-skinned alien called Michael with 3 fingers and 1 thumb, just like the Hollywood extraterrestrial. Only the alien in which I termed Michael, his face appears as a dark-skinned extraterrestrial. It's just like you're looking at an African. Okay. On the side of the Johannesburg UFO that appeared in the sky on October the 31st, 2015. Now, there's 2 aliens that appeared on the outer surface of the Johannesburg UFO. One I call Alien Michael, the other is a dark-skinned extraterrestrial, in which I refer to as Gabriel. Now remember, Michael, the angel in the Quran, transported Prophet Muhammad in Ezekiel's will within the will-like UFO above the atmosphere and into the outer regions of space. Now Gabriel in the Quran appeared on the earth in the body form of Gabriel. So Allah in the Quran appeared as an extraterrestrial, dark-skinned extraterrestrial called Gabriel. Now, when we come back to the King James Bible, the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible, the only reference to Gabriel and the Son is in the last book of the King James Bible, called the Book of Revelation, where it states, "And I saw a great angel standing in the sun, who cried out with a loud voice, now the kingdom of our God is now among men." Okay, so when we talk about this extraterrestrial creation of the normal hidden human race, we look at Comet Ison being connected to ancient Egypt, a huge comet orbiting around our sun, and its pyramid 7 form is directly connected to the black African lion sphinx of the Giza pyramid complex. Now when we go back to the Dome of the Rock, it seems like we have decoded one of the greatest mysteries in theology and archaeology. Why? Because we see the area-viewed Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure in LALIBELA as being the architectural origin of the Dome of the Rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame 784 Babylonian style pyramid image, which turns out to be a stone cross shape within a globe earth style pyramid Mercator projection image. Now the visual image in which you're looking at when you look at the 2 pyramid generated 6-point star, I'm showing you on my video how upside down pyramid and a pyramid pointing straight up. If you bring both of the apexes down into one another, you're going to generate an Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure ceiling post image of a 6-point star. So this is the black African 6-point star, which was copied by the Greek and Roman and English Pilgrim-based Israelites that's now trying to occupy or take over the Lion Sphinx Holy Land areas of Jerusalem. Now remember, when I go back to the origin of the 6-point star, I'm talking about the cross-shaped building structure in LALIBELA in Ethiopia. When you walk in it and stand straight in the center and look up at the ceiling post, you see a stone 6-point star. And in the center of the 6-point star, we see the cube structure of New Jerusalem. Now, this cube is in the center of the cross. If you place this cross in a wall clock, a circular wall clock in your living room that has 12 hours, you're actually finding a geographic and astronomical coordinate area to where the cube in outer space exists. So if you place a cross in your living room circular wall clock where that has 12 hours, the 12 hours represent the 12 signs of the zodiac, where the center of the clock is the sun. So when we look at this, we see that the cube in the 6-point star seal of King Solomon is existing in outer space in the sun. This turns out to be the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible area of 1 John 1:1. 15 billion-year-old sun throne, holy hydrogen-lighted creation that existed in the black outer region of space before it created the 5 billion-year-old world. It returns in the cube crystal city structure of New Jerusalem crystallographic projected 1-on-1 atomic plane. So as we look at this cross in Ethiopia, a stone cross-shaped building structure that was carved out of solid bedrock, we then begin to decode the astronomical value and area of the cube structure of New Jerusalem that is spoken of in the book of Revelation, 21st chapter and 21:16 or 21:18. So when we look at this cube in the sun, we have redefined ancient Judaism as it relates to the solar theology of the book of Genesis, 49 chapter and 8 verse, Ethiopian couching lion sphinx of ancient Jerusalem. Now, when we look at the image on my video, you're going to see a red globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projection turned sideways. Now, this is the image in a Jerusalem dome and rock octagonal building structure, outer wall stone rectangular window frame, 784 area. So this decodes not only the Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure in LALIBELA astronomic relationship to the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilization's cross image of Nibiru. So in Africa, we see a black stone cross-shaped building structure connected to the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilization of Ham, orbiting throne of kinship. Okay. Now, when we look at this, there's a purpose why the ancient black African Ethiopian descendants of the lion sphinx of the tribe of Judah. There's a purpose why the Babylonian stealth pyramid that appears in the dome of the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame as a 784 image. There's a purpose why it surrounds all the octagonal building structure outer wall stone rectangular window frame area. So you can walk around the entire surface of the Jerusalem Temple Mount, the holy building structure, the octagonal building structure that has a golden dome. Okay, you're going to see this Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure 784 image. Sometimes I refer to it as an E image. Now, as we come full circle to the African lion sphinx in ancient Egypt, that was denied in theological racism by the 1611 kings and queens of England that originally wrote the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible that is now brainwashing 100 million Afro-Americans in their neighborhood churches. As we look at the true architectural design of the 784 dome and rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame image, we're looking at the decoding, the geometric decoding factor to the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramids. As we look at the King's Chamber in the upper room of the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramid, we will see in this video in which I'm creating, I am showing a red stealth pyramid, just like I'm going to give you a visual image before I go into the King's Chamber generated in the dome and the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame as a rectangular structure. Okay, geometric structure. Now, when I talk about the globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projections of the 12 sons of Jacob, remember, the 12 sons of Jacob was placed illegally in the Bible to conceal the 12 African continent tribes. Remember, if you draw 12 white lines from south to north across the African continent, and then look at it with Google Map satellite imagery from outer space, you will see Africans living in each of the 12 lines. Hence comes the term 12 African continent tribes, and which was denied in theological racism in the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible by the kings and queens of England, who also placed the African pyramids of Egypt on the back of the American dollar bill, but not the African lion sphinx of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse. So this is the lion sphinx of Judah that was denied by the English social structure and even in the King James Bible. So as we come full circle back to decoding the geometric structure, we're looking at 5 blocks in the 784 dome and rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame. I'm going to give you a visual image of what the African connection in Ethiopia, okay, to the cross-shaped building structure in LALIBELA. How is it geometrically connected to an orbiting pyramid 7 form of Comet Ison around our sun? Okay, this is where I first give you the image of what the Dome of the Rock, outer wall, stone rectangular window frame is portraying to humanity as they take make visits to the Jerusalem Temple Mount. What you must first realize is that if you stack 5 blocks in which the Giza pyramids are constructed out of, you know, the big stone blocks. So if you stack 5 blocks on top of one another, that they form a step that you walk upon on the left side. Then if you construct or stack 5 blocks on top of one another, that they form a step that you walk upon on the right side. Now you stand back and look at it, that's the true image of a black African Babylonian step pyramid. So having given you the true visual image of what appears in the Dome of the Rock, outer wall, stone rectangular window frame, in all of the walls, all of the 8 walls that has this golden dome on top of it,